Some people are saying that it is not going to be about individuals, but basically about corporate bodies, the banks itself. A lot is happening, but I want you to enjoy this song first. This one is coming from Bonner Boy, and he says, "Bank on it." We'll be right back after this to continue on this discussion about recapitalization of banks. And then we all need someone. My life, no be smart thing, we all strive, only God in a comfort. So forgive me if I fumble, cause I'm only human. Somebody move it, I don't know. They got me stuck up on my combo. Always looking out my window, paranoid and confused. I'm not your man anymore. Always knocking at my door. Until the day comes, as I go on. Protect me, Lord, I cannot trust my neighbor, my Savior, and that day comes. Defend me from my enemies and my neighbor. You can bank on it. You can put 100 bank on it. Anything I said, I bank on it. In a private lane, I bank on it. They go, bank on it. Cause I walk around with a bank on it. Should have come downstairs with a jump on it. If my thing has so bad, bank on it. They go. The better for people, they're really cool. And anyone of them can kill you. Anytime, anything can happen, no. Anyone of us could have been up, so. We must go and the most I can us. So what have I know about the life I love? Where my best and pay my corner. I go now, but you can bank on it. You can put 100 bank on it. Anything I said, I stand on it. And a private plane, I jump on it. Tell the hood and the town, you can call it. Cause I walk around with a bank on me. Should have come downstairs with a gun on it. Put my fingers over and tongue on it. Tell the hood all down. No one will come and do. No one will come and do. Nobody knows tomorrow. So can you? If my boy in my shoe, make him need bread like a tomato. If I'm not dead, then him go my toes. As I come, as I go, I know what you're gonna be, oh Lord. I cannot trust my neighbor. As I come, as I go, I know what you're gonna be, oh Lord. I cannot trust my neighbor. And we are back. The recapitalization 200 billion naira for the national, licensing or authorization. Just like the Soludos led the central bank back in the days of, the recapitalization, this one is going to shrink banks in Nigeria, but it is going to strengthen the banking system. You're welcome back to Street Report on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifeanyi Shuku Ekezi. As I number the first, the one that I call Metal.
Yes, another thing that we'll look at now, apart from the recapitalization, initiative of the central bank, is the cyber security levy. These two things, is meant to, strengthen or to protect the clients or the customers in banks at the end of the day. Now, cyber security levy was ill-timed, lack awareness, according to some stakeholders, the way they are looking at it. But I think cyber security levy as a way, I think people are looking at it as a way to protect Nigerians from illicit practices of banks and ensure successful transactions devoid of malpractices. Some stakeholders, blame CBN for failure to sensitize properly about the cyber security levy. I think the federal government is looking at it from the perspective of buying antivirus. Like in your system now, you have a computer. You buy antivirus in order to protect it from antivirus software or malware that will protect it from virus or even hackers on a very good day. So when it comes to your computer, for example, if you have a strong antivirus, it will protect your I think it will protect your system from invasion of hackers at the end of the day. But this is how a lot of people are looking at this cyber security levy, as ill time, being that Nigerians are going through a lot now. To tell them about another levy is something they can't, phantom. But some people are also of the opinion that this levy is not meant for individuals, but corporate bodies. But let's see how this goes. Now, cyber security levy was ill timed, lacked awareness, according to Nwosu, former chief of staff to the Imo State governor and the president Ugumba Leadership Center chief Uche Nwosu, has said that the introduction of the cybersecurity levy was ill-timed and lacked awareness. Recall that in a circular issued on May 6th, the Central Bank of Nigeria Central directed 0.5% security levy deduction on electronic transfers. But on Tuesday, President Bola Tinubu officially suspended the controversial 0.5% cyber security levy after deliberation by members of the Federal Executive Council. Musu hailed Tinubu's call, saying that the levy would have laid an extra burden on the masses. Musu, in a telephone conversation with newsmen, said, "For the cybersecurity levy, I was never in support of it. It came, when we are going through a lot as a country for now. The matter is not something that the National Assembly or anybody can wake up to introduce into the system. Are you telling me that a woman who is selling granite in rural areas and has a small account in a bank after selling 10,000 naira as a profit, some certain amount of money will be withdrawn from her account? What does she know about cyber security?" But some people are also looking at the situation whereby if the recapitalization of banks are done is done properly, there wouldn't be need for the cyber security in the first place. Because all these transfers, everybody will do what they are supposed to do. All of those things, we need to be protected from, must have been handled. Now, we have a report on recapitalization of banks in Nigeria. Here it comes. Please take a listen.
As the Central Bank of Nigeria suspends the cyber security levy, Nigerians, most especially in the banking sector, are looking forward to the recapitalization policy, as many believes that it will improve the banking sector in Nigeria, as well as improve the economy of the country in so many ways. The Apex Bank had directed commercial banks with international authorization to increase their capital base to 500 billion naira and the national banks to 200 billion naira. Meanwhile, the patron of traders in Anambra State, as appointed by Governor Chukwuma Soludo, lauded the CBN on the initiative and also expressed his firm belief that recapitalization efforts will strengthen the banking sector. Another one, recapitalization of banks. Yes, all those things we had in that. Those are system economy reform. And kind of one that go government bank and banks in the system. So if I can come back a real good. So now I think not the company under the look from matter or local can economy that's based on that hasty decision from the president. Speaking on the impact of the Monday sit at home on the economy of Anambra State and the Southeast, the patron of trade in Anambra State, Chief Jude Nwankwo Ezudo, who is also the President General of Building Materials and Market, confirmed that the only thing that will put away Monday sit at home in the Southeast is the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Governor, so the particular no way. Mana, and much about the tap, the source of the again. How about the pop and then can. I won't name if I naturally am. Over Macamo, one I just, what does? Udo, I am not who does mentally. For no even the Bob here, people will not come. As soon as the Bob I am naturally this problem on as well. From Building Materials and Market will give you Martin Epa Shuku Ekeze reporting.
So nke a ga-emegoro ka ikweta na recapitalization of banks in Nigeria. Onye ọbụla kwete na ọ ga-help strengthen all the banking sector in Nigeria. There you have it. On the non-isi trade ya akọ wee kọwaa ya befe and nya ka ịnweta kịta afọ. Born at the 103.5 FM as street report is unfolding right about now. But at the time, the need for cybersecurity is one thing everybody can do the need for yabo cybersecurity, but the recapitalization, I can we need for the cybersecurity levy? That's the question. At the same time, some people want to explain the fact that, cybersecurity levy is meant for financial institutions, telecom firms, and not individuals. On a very good day. Let me explain further. The chairman, Senate Committee on National Security and Intelligence, Senator Chehu Umar Buba, on Sunday clarified that the recently imposed cyber security levy announced by the Central Bank of Nigeria is not targeted at individuals operating bank accounts. Rather, the senator who sponsored the amendment bill in a statement in Abuja explained that the levy is aimed explicitly at the financial institutions and telecommunication companies. He said that the financial institutions and telecommunication firms are most vulnerable sectors to financial crimes and cyber fraud to enhance cyber security measures and national security in the country. He noted that the relevant section of Cybercrime Act is very clear about the businesses that are required to pay the levy, not the citizens. The act is very explicit about who is responsible for the payment, not Nigerian citizens or individuals. The relevant section of the Cybercrime Act 2015 listed the businesses required to pay the levy: telecommunication companies, internet service providers, and banks. Way or the other, what is your perspective on the bank? You know, MA transfer and all of that, or hunger, or a lot of things that affect I as a people. I need to know your view on this. So the numbers you call and then you become part of this conversation remains 07034 or 07045592210. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello. Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening, my brother.
Welcome. Keke, man.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm a one from Africa.
Okay.
My brother,
Mm.
I was listening to you.
Mm.
The way we are analyzing everything.
Yeah.
It's so huge.
Okay.
Recapitalization or no recapitalization
Mm.
in Nigerian banking system, it cannot work. This is Nigeria.
Okay.
And this cyber security,
Mm.
I want to ask you, Meta, were we not told to have our NIS to protect our bank and the BVN to protect our bank? And it also is NIS to protect ourselves from terrorism. That even if anybody was kidnapped from that SIM card, from the court, they would be traced where they are. And that one has it happened in Nigeria.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. From the inception of APC 2014, I think APC would have been wise to know that they have to restructure this country. All these English you are seeing is just way to loot the money. Yeah, can you remember that? That's only, I think, last 2 weeks. When is the cyber security come up? They say that it's 0.5.
5. Yeah.
They deny 0.5. I think, I don't know if I'm mistaken.
You are not.
They
You're not.
deny 0.5.
Okay.
They say that no, the people are quoting them that what they do is 0.5. But if at last they all come back to that 0.5%. That is Nigeria, full of liars.
But the federal government suspended it. Now, when it comes to recapitalization, Abana recapitalization itself, for Governor Soludo, the governor of CBN, and the recapitalization to banking sector, a lot of things change in Bar. Don't you think so?
Yes. And that time of Soludo, that is regime, and that government of that time, and this government, you all just.
Yeah.
You know, the majesty of when we are not elected CBN, that was where CBN scattered. And even this one that we need now, we are in the governor of Central Bank now. Look, if you don't know how to do something, you don't know how to do it, God will not come. We are afraid that he is at that point. These people are failed up. Let me tell you something.
But the recapitalization of this one now, they have not carried it out. So we have to wait for it to be carried out first now.
I know. They are just saying it.
Okay.
They are not carried out. But this cyber security, they are telling us that the federal government has suspended it. My brother, English suspect, you accepted somebody. Suspect is not squash or not throw it away or something like that. They are just suspecting it. So, which means they are looking for a way to bring it back again in another dimension.
So the person who proposed the bill is saying that it is not meant for individuals. It's not meant for you and me. It is meant for telecommunication companies and all of that.
Any one law in Nigeria that was not meant for poverty, then we got in the big man. Like you are not everybody. You know that last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks, Telecom said that they will put a good tax on Nigeria in their business. And their tariff will be high. And the federal government of Nigeria and the state is getting, my brother, you know working now. Put 1,000 naira in your phone now, do just 3 minutes call and see what
Thank you. Thank you. We'll allow others now to come in. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Hello, my brother. Thank you. Yes, we have a message coming in and it says, good evening. This evening, my Martin, he says, I'm Agunabo, joining you from Ufa, Aguluzibu. And he says, the recapitalization of banking system is installed in Nigeria. It's very important to protect the masses about the threat of banking system and the issue of transferring from one customer to the other. It is very important to avoid casualty in our transfer and concerning the cyber security levy in Nigeria. It is very important, but first it must be educating. Okay, we must educate the masses about it because people don't understand it and must have a level. It must not be for every level of professionalism and pet market, but for company. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening, Agunabo from Ofa Aguluzibo. We need to hear from you now. The entire thing, recapitalization, cyber security levy, all of that, it concerns you and me. So the numbers once again 07034459334 or 07045592210. What is your take on the matter? Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes. Good evening, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Welcome.
Yeah. I must say, because I was first from this year.
Yeah.
When you see people in the banking system was mesmerizing by no, I don't agree with that.
Okay, just tell the audience your name again and your location. You go on, sir.
Huh?
Just remind the audience of who you are. You now
Okay.
proceed, sir.
Okay, my name is Ahambo Adona Bonofa and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I want to say is that MS3 has a good intention.
Okay.
The government of the other don't understand, let me put it that way, they are fine just there.
Okay.
And the reason, what I find inside this is that these people want to tackle some insecurities in Nigeria, and they teach us what we call um, cashless economy.
Okay.
And all these things have never come in contact, we have never come in contact with the plan they have to is also what is happening in Nigeria. We have the Boko Haram okay, and every other crime these people are committing on the like the matter, and these people want to stop it this way. Because in bringing to an end, I was following them gradually,
Okay.
and I know that the plan they have concerning all these things is within the state they are doing now. It is true that it's up us to know, but what they want to achieve, Nigeria did was sure, let me put it that way, about that. That is why we were doing this level,
Okay.
because of that success economy.
Mm.
To demand right enough of the way we are in Africa and the way things are going to, that's what brought all the calamities we are facing.
Mm.
And concerning the cyber crime, other countries are doing it, not because we have the NIM that we stop the security of our money. No.
Okay.
Our money has to go to send us securing it properly so that nobody will not say, I lost that money because I didn't get proper this before. You could have known it by now because all you need to legal. The supply chain is legal. Then the one pharmacy call people in order so that people will not know what cyber crime security are.
Okay.
And the secondary, because we are in a hard time, that is why offices are everything that everything is moving normal. People will not feel it. And the people will not even, some of people will not understand it and abide by that.
Okay.
So for now, things are now getting harder. And the government find it as a way in which now this is the proper time and we need to measure this like that. If the government look at it, it's done at once. So our people have to know a kind of that we do when we make In this time of hardship, happen to you, they have to go do all these things until everything comes to normality.
Okay.
And the people are now doing their people normally. They're not bring it out gradually.
So under normal circumstances, like maybe a Cheligodu can make the recapitalization first, Abi? Before we go into cyber security, Abi?
Exactly.
Okay. Recapitalization of banks, yes.
Yes. Before it was a bit late. So that people will not be sure about that.
Okay.
So I'm now look at it now. Everything they just put it together. And our banking, they just make our banking system. And now they want to bring it back again. And it's become a problem.
Though federal government has suspended the cyber security levy, though. Federal government to suspend the cyber security levy for now.
They suspend it now, but when we reach the proper now.
Okay.
That is where the problem is. When we reach the proper.
Okay.
As the things is now unfolding every time, everything is just going from that the health center. What are we going to do? So, but what they are going to do is, if you are asking them, let them do it. Let them first and foremost bring everything down.
Okay.
Let everything be. Let even if you go okay. Once that is in business, in killing, and
the security, insecurity, and all of that. Okay.
So let us put everything in order. Let them carry out those it we have.
Okay. Okay.
Until we see the benefit, but the benefit is here.
We'll allow others now to come in. Thank you so much for your input. Thank you so much, my brother. Yes, we need to hear from you. What is your take on all of this? So let's hear from you now. Hello. Yes, welcome back, my brother.
Yeah. You want to come back?
Okay.
Let me say something.
Okay.
You will be first of all secure my life before securing my money.
Okay.
First of all, give me security as a human being. You cannot secure my money without securing me. What if I die? Who will have to have that money you are securing for me? Let me tell you something. I think my brother is going to finish his talk now. He said that he disagrees with me for making bank up. And the letter, at last, he now said that, yes, they make the bank up, but they want to bring it back. He said that is that not the same thing?
Okay, I think he's saying that Emefiele, was shortchanged. He didn't get to implement his policies the way he wanted to.
For a very long time.
Okay.
So, he's at the Buhari because look, it's very unfortunate that people are talking of Emefiele without somebody that told us openly in a program that he signed and he was the one that confirmed what Emefiele is doing. But now nobody talks of Buhari yet. Let me tell you something. You cannot secure my money without securing my own life, my life first.
Okay.
Nigeria cannot work without security. And I keep on saying it. This country is too large for one black man to handle. Yes. It may happen in India, China, or other places. That's not wonderful. It cannot happen. I understand it that they understand a lot of them. This country is almost 3 countries joined together.
And what about India and China, just the way you mentioned them? They are even bigger than this country too.
That's what I'm saying. They are white people. They are the same type of own system. And let me tell you something. India has their general language. India has their common language that everyone here, even if they have separate language, but they have common language in their brain. Likewise, China. What is the one general language of Nigeria? English is English our language. So this is the problem we have. Let's come together to solve this country. All these things, they are going around, going circles. After going circles, they will come back to something without coming together to discuss Nigeria. Whether Nigeria will, how we are going to work in Nigeria. It cannot work. Let us come together. How can you divide Igbo and the other
Tribes or ethnicity?
Let us come together and discuss how we are going will be scattered as it's scattered now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother. Thank you. We need to hear from you, your own view on this matter. We are talking about the recapitalization of banks in Nigeria. We are also looking into the cybersecurity levy. The fact that, even now the federal government has suspended it. But somehow, if you look at it, you see that the initiative will still, come back the way we are looking at it. Because I likened it to the fact that one bought, antivirus to protect his system, from, hackers and the virus at the end of the day. So I think that's what is happening here. Though Nigerians are not going to take it now because, of the way the situation is. Some of the callers, also suggested that they would have waited for the recapitalization to go on force and some other policies put in place before talking about cybersecurity levy. Yes, the person who proposed the bill is saying that yes, it is meant for telecommunication companies and all of that. But the truth is that telecommunication companies, if they get to pay anything, they will also charge, the people using the phones, their own communication. They are rich at the end of the day. So the numbers once again is 07034459334 or 07045592210. We need to talk about it. What? Yes, and as much as the last caller, mentioned the fact about leadership and all of that, but when it comes to keeping our banking sector in order, or putting the right things in the right, or putting the right things in the right place, the fact that we need our bank to work. Yes, the one thing there is the fact that yes, he likened it to the fact of APC, but you also remember that Emefiele was appointed by PDP when the former president Goodluck Jonathan appointed him. There was never a time, even in his own time, that we talked about, recapitalization of banks and all of that. But this time, the recapitalization that the banks is talking about, a lot of people are looking forward to it because they know, the central bank is talking about it. A lot of people are looking forward to it, knowing that this is going to strengthen our banking sector. So here, when it gets to this conversation have nothing to do with both tribe, ethnicity, and all of that. It's just basically about what we need to put in place to improve our banking sector. So I look forward to your input, in this issue when it comes to this recapitalization, the cybersecurity levy, and all of that. The numbers once again remains 07034459334 or 07045592210. Now, still talking about the cyber security levy, I think the chairman, Senate Committee on National Security and Intelligence, Senator Shehu Umar Buba, also said that the relevant section of the Cybercrime Act is very clear about the businesses that are required to pay the levy, not the citizens. The act is very explicit about who is responsible for the payment, not Nigerian citizens or individuals. The relevant sections of the Cybercrime Act 2015 listed the businesses required to pay the levy: telecommunication companies, internet service providers, banks, insurance companies, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and other financial institutions. The organizations in the sectors have been listed in previous circulars by the Central Bank of Nigeria, especially in 2018. And the new circular by the Central Bank of Nigeria further provided many exemptions He said Buba also clearly explained that the amount payable as a cyber security levy. According to him, it is either 0.005 or 0.5% arithmetically. Because we talked about it. He said we later we thought one of the callers also said that we arrived at 0.5. That is it. It depends. So it depends on the ratio of the charging now, because if you look at it properly, some people might incur 0.5% and some people might incur 0.005, you know, percent at the end of the day. So the figure in the Principal Act was 0.005 as a fraction, which was converted to the percentage that became 0.5% in the amendment. Therefore, the statistics in fractions and the percentages are the same. The legislator highlighted that the passage of the amendment bill was a collaborative effort of various stakeholders. The passage of the amendment bill was a collaborative effort involving government, industry, players, civil society, and academia. They expressed their contributions and actively participated in the public hearing before the endorsement by the two chambers of the National Assembly after rigorous processes. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed the bill into law in February 2024. The senator acknowledged the concerns of Nigerians, civil groups, and other stakeholders about the current economic situation. So if you look at what they are saying, it is still we are still on the same page. 0.005% or 0.5%, still the same thing. What is your take on all of this? 07034459334 or 07045592210. Yes, as we continue to talk about the insecurity in Nigeria, other matters will be talked about too, because even in this, it also affects insecurity. The fact that if our banking sector is not secured properly, it could also fuel, the insecurity in question. Let's hear from you now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, my brother. Welcome back. Welcome.
Yeah. What did I had a man when I interviewed the chairman of particular market.
Yeah, the chairman of building materials market.
Building materials. They talk about releasing of inland cars.
Yes, he also spoke about that. The way he's going to enable Monday Sitato to stop it in order to improve our economic situation in the southeast. Yeah.
Yes. I support the man very well.
Okay.
Upon in your product now, southeast. Makaka, not only southeast, even southern award.
Okay.
Makaka, I'm not on the. I'm not. Our economy now, Abuja for now.
Okay.
And through, the etc. Demand said exactly because I didn't think that this young man was leaving. Monday is a very busy time. The managing a business.
Yes.
And the thing that no one release this young man, let's get your banana waka. Now, to come to the more school and a lot of things. Gas. One I can get in a right of one. Because some of the ihe niile a na-anwụ anwụ. And those pụtara ihe na-ebute that our economy na-akpọ afọ na South East. So ọ bụ ihe dị mma anụ kwuru dị very very important. Ọ na ndị dịka otu gọvanọ gbanisi ono nwere ike ọ dịkwa ka ga-asị na ihe niile pụtara afọ na. So ihe m na-ekwu bụ ọ bụrụ na our South East governors and every senators and ma ndị ọzọ dị iche iche ga-achịkọta aka ọnụ wee mmanụ otu anyị nwere ike isi legasị ihe banyere ihe dị otu a. I'm not good that life insecurity self because to when I get to work with that no life.
First, before we go for a
So now, obviously, the novel night can make because I'm where to meet to work for people from the South. So, if I can remember here is that one. Can do I go itself. Then I work with your worker. So, in every insecurity. this man and can so I get it here.
Okay.
So I have to continue.
And thank you so much. Dalo, thank you so much for joining us again this evening. And this is the spot, Yatago, where we'll begin to call it a day on this particular edition of Street Report on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. It's been fun hanging out with you on this particular edition, but remember that it comes your way Fridays at 4:30 p.m. Airborne at the 103.5 FM. So keep a date. Remember to join me tomorrow morning by 10 o'clock when I bring the political views your way. And this evening, immediately it is, immediately it's 6 o'clock. After Angelus, there will be news. This evening also, there will be Thank God It's Friday with DJ Easy. So stick with Ebon at the 103.5 FM. Don't touch this dial. You gotta go. Till we meet again, I remain the one and only Martin Efan Shuku AKZ as our number the first, the one that I call Metal. Have a great weekend.
If you know your history, then you will know where you are coming from. And in whatever you do, seek wisdom. Knowledge is power. Inugo Maka the book, Hip Hop and Igbo Culture, authored by Martin Ifeanyichukwu Ekezie as our number the first. Metal of Ebon at the 103.5 FM. There is a great insight in hip hop and Igbo culture. You can get this book or pick it up at a bookshop in St. Teresa's Catholic Church, or at Ebon at the 103.5 FM Ogidi. You can also get this book at the Catechist office in St. Michael's Catholic Church, Abacha, or you go to www.amazon.com, search for Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by Martin Ifeanyichukwu Ekezie. For further information on how to get this book, please call 080-3916-7049 or you WhatsApp 080-69-16709.
Chocopow for the result.
Nothing to discuss.
Yes. Guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. Check this out. It's on Amazon.com. Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifeanyi Quick is all right. It's also available at St. Teresa's Catholic Church, Women. Also available at St. Michael's Catholic Church, Abacha. Check it out. You rock. Dalo.